There's a very interesting way that the failure of relativism can be leveraged for the gospel. And this I used it this way when I lectured at Berkeley a number of years ago. And I had given this entire talk about relativism to show the bankruptcy of relativism, which was the title of the talk. And if relativism is bankrupt, well, there's only one other view. Either morals don't exist or they do. And if we show that it's not true that they don't exist, then by logical conclusion, it is true that they do exist. That is, that there are moral laws that are out here. And if we come to the realization that not only is there an objective morality that governs human beings, but we already know that. Each of us knows that. This has explanatory power. That is, it helps us to understand something about the nature of the universe that we all experience. And that is that we all experience inside of ourselves a sense of brokenness. Now, this brokenness is often characterized or felt as like a bad self-image. We know something's wrong with us. And I point this out to the audience there at Berkeley. It's something I know about everybody in this room. And it was a fairly large audience. There was probably 700 or 800 people there. That you know about yourself, but you don't know other people know, but I know. You haven't fooled me. What is that? You have a bad self-image. Now, how do I know that? Because everybody has a bad self-image. Everybody looks inside of themselves and they see something broken and ugly. And the thing that's broken and ugly is moral. There's something bad down in there. And we have a word, I said to the audience, that we use to describe our feeling of our moral brokenness. What is that word? I asked the audience. And I let them answer, and then I can hear it here, there, around the audience. Guilt, guilt, guilt. Yes, we feel guilty. Now, why do we feel guilty? Oh, maybe culture causes guilt. I don't know. That's a possibility. But how about this? Maybe we feel guilty because we are guilty. Is that in the running? And see, what I've done here is I've taken kind of a philosophical chit-chat about moral relativism versus moral objectivism. It's academic. And I have now skirted around the academic. I've used that as a platform, and now I've skirted around to address the existential problem that every single person in that audience, regardless of their worldview convictions, I know are dealing with, because they're human beings made in the image of God, and they can't get away with it. They're all dealing at some level with their own true moral guilt. They're not always thinking about it, and there's a lot of things that human beings can do to distract themselves from that, but sooner or later we deal with that. We address that. And what I told the audience that night is I said the answer to guilt is not denial. That's relativism. The answer to guilt is forgiveness. And this, I said, is where Jesus comes in. So this is how you can leverage an academic discussion about relativism versus objectivism into addressing the genuine and true existential crisis that people are in with the area of moral guilt, and point them to the only solution that is going to make a difference, and that's Jesus of Nazareth.